Episode 139. Though the scholar couldn't see Han Li's expression beneath the hood, he clearly heard the amusement in his voice, and his own tension eased.
I only do this occasionally. I'm not hired by any specific shop, so please don't worry, Senior.
While I don't mind whether you're hired by a shop or not, this time I need to buy some formation flags and formation plates. It seems the Star Pavilion is the best choice for that, so I probably don't need any help.
Senior, I'm glad you told me that, or I'd have made a wasted trip. The Heavenly Star Sect's arrays may have a big reputation, but that doesn't mean the Star Pavilion has top-grade array flags and plates. The current Star Pavilion has plenty of formation flags and plates, and a wide variety too. But they're just common goods sold to minor cultivation families and rogue cultivators. The truly refined array tools are never released by the Astral Star Sect. The art of arrays is, after all, the foundation of their school. Letting top-grade array flags and plates flow out could allow outsiders to spot weaknesses in their formations. For them, that would be a losing proposition.
The scholar explained this to Han Li while stealing glances at him, but Han Li's wide-brimmed hat concealed his face completely, offering no clues. The scholar felt a pang of helpless frustration.
From the sound of it, you can find what I'm looking for?
The scholar looked around furtively, and only after confirming they were alone did he lower his voice and say,
If you trust me, Senior, I can indeed introduce you to a secret shop few know about. While a small portion of their goods may have questionable origins, their wares are absolutely top-tier treasures rarely seen in the outside world. I believe you'll find a satisfactory array magic tool there, Senior.
A secret shop?
Han Li's voice remained steady, but inwardly the scholar's words had given him quite a shock. Over the past few years, Han Li had heard a thing or two about these so-called secret shops. If the scholar's words were true, this was indeed a rare chance to broaden his horizons.
It seems you're already familiar with secret shops, Senior. That saves me the trouble of explaining. The auction will start in about 2 or 3 hours. It's this shop's monthly event. If you're interested, Senior, you'd best decide soon. I can take you there right away.
Seeing that Han Li didn't seem put off by his description of the secret shop, the scholar felt a surge of inner delight. He knew, with near certainty, that he'd found the right customer.
It's not too far, is it?
Oh no, it's right here in this market district. So, Senior, you agree?
The scholar grew excited. Bringing a potential client to this secret shop would earn him a tidy commission in spirit stones.
Let's go.
I'll lead the way for you, Senior.
The scholar, his face beaming with delight, took the lead and walked ahead. After a series of twists and turns, the scholar led Han Li to a solitary, dilapidated hut. The door to the hut was shut tight and bore no markings whatsoever, making it look utterly unremarkable. However, after the scholar rapped a few rhythmic knocks on the wooden door, it swung open, and a woman in her 30s stepped out. The woman was plain in appearance, and her cultivation was only around the 6th or 7th layer of qi condensation, utterly unremarkable.
Madam Zhang, I've brought a new guest. He'll be participating in the auction as well.
Wang Ziling quickly stepped aside to reveal Han Li standing behind him.
Upon hearing Wang Ziling's words about bringing a guest, Madame Zhang did not look pleased. Instead, she frowned, appearing somewhat displeased.
But then, as soon as she saw clearly that this guest was a Foundation establishment cultivator, her expression changed, and a hint of a smile appeared.
Now this guest is more like it, a senior in the Foundation establishment stage. Not like the riffraff they brought in the last few times. Please come in, Senior.
The woman's cultivation was low, yet she showed no particular deference toward Han Li, treating him as if he were just an ordinary visitor.
Senior, I can only escort you this far. I must take my leave.
The woman's words flushed Wang Ziling's face with embarrassment. He hastily bid Han Li farewell and hurried off. Han Li gave the scholar's retreating figure a brief glance, then stepped into the small hut as the woman moved aside. Inside, the room was cluttered with various low-grade materials for pill refining and artifact forging, looking like an ordinary raw materials shop.
Please, follow me.
The woman took 2 steps to a corner of the room and pressed a hand against the floor. Then, a flash of yellow light erupted from her hand, and the ground instantly split open into a large hole. The lady called out to Han Li and descended the stairs first. Han Li paused for a moment, then stepped to the tunnel entrance and followed cautiously down. The tunnel was short. After walking about 30 feet, they came to a modest stone door. Standing guard before it, one on each side, were 2 figures clad in black, each wearing a mask shaped like a malevolent demon. Han Li swept his gaze over the 2 black-clad men, and his expression immediately turned grave. Both of them were Foundation establishment cultivators, just like him, and one of them even seemed to be at the mid-stage of Foundation establishment. This sent a jolt of apprehension through Han Li, and he grew deeply wary of the secret shop's true strength. The woman acted as if the man in black wasn't even there. She simply pushed the stone door open and led Han Li inside. As soon as he passed through the stone door, Han Li was taken aback. A magnificent, opulent hall spread out before his eyes. Crimson carpets, pristine white jade walls, and ornate palace lanterns hanging high overhead. It all screamed of worldly, ostentatious wealth. Well, the master of this place certainly has a unique taste. The hall was oval-shaped, dozens of yards in diameter. 7 or 8 rows of wooden chairs were arranged inside, occupied by dozens of cultivators in varied attire. Opposite them stood a single, solitary, empty table. Not far from one side of this table, 3 sandalwood chairs were placed. As Han Li and the woman entered, the seated cultivators all turned their gazes toward him. As those gazes swept over him, Han Li broke out in a cold sweat, his face paling. The majority of these people were actually late-stage Foundation establishment cultivators. It was only then that Han Li understood why the woman beside him hadn't shown him any particular deference. Because here, he was just another ordinary face in the crowd.
You've arrived at just the right time. The trade fair is about to begin. I'm afraid I can't keep you company any longer. I must return upstairs to attend to a few matters.
With those words, the woman turned and left him there alone.
After hearing this, Han Li silently found a relatively secluded corner and sat down. He had already noticed that all the cultivators here, just like him, were using masks and cloaks to conceal their true faces. No one wanted their identity recognized. The hall was packed, yet not a soul spoke. A heavy, tense silence filled the air. Han Li, seeing this, kept his head down. Aside from some idle, malicious speculation about whether he might know anyone here, he focused his full attention on a wooden door behind the long table opposite him. The master must be inside, making preparations.
Han Li had been sitting there for a good 2 or 3 hours before the wooden door behind the table finally opened, and 3 people filed out. All 3 were dressed identically to the 2 black-clad guards at the stone gate, making it impossible to tell who was in charge.
They now stood side by side behind the long table.
Fellow cultivators, welcome to our establishment's trade fair. Among our guests today, we have both our regular patrons and newcomers attending for the first time. But that matters not. Our establishment treats all with equal regard. The rules for this transaction remain unchanged. Our shop will announce a starting bid, and you will compete using spirit stones. If your spirit stones are insufficient, you may offer other items of equivalent value as collateral. The 3 of us will jointly assess their worth. In short, the highest bidder wins the item. Finally, once our shop's goods have been auctioned off, it will be time for everyone's free trade. If you have items you wish to trade or sell, you may step forward to present them and conduct your own transactions. We will not interfere in the slightest. We are merely providing the venue. All right, that's all from me. Let the auction begin.
At those words, the three men stepped aside, clearing the space behind the table, and each took a seat in one of the three sandalwood chairs. At the same moment, a tall, lean, middle-aged man emerged from behind the wooden door, his face the very picture of shrewdness. He walked behind the table and said,
"All right, I'll be presiding over this auction. The first item up for bid is a top-tier magic tool, the Fire Cloud Sword. This tool..."
The very first item up for auction was a powerful top-tier magic tool, which came as a bit of a surprise to Han Li. The tall, lanky auctioneer's slick pitch made this magic tool sound like a one-of-a-kind treasure, a find unmatched in heaven or on earth. Even Han Li felt a sudden urge to pull out his spirit stones. For other cultivators desperately in need of a top-tier tool, the temptation was even stronger. Sure enough, as soon as the base price of 200 spirit stones was announced, 3 or 4 impatient bidders immediately threw out offers. In the blink of an eye, the price shot past 300, instantly dousing the enthusiasm of the other would-be buyers. While the Fire Cloud attack attached to this Fire Cloud sword is decent, it clearly falls short of being a top-tier magic tool. Spending 300 spirit stones on it would make it a rather awkward purchase. But for those unwilling to buy, there were always others ready to play the fool. For those willing to buy, the items up for auction later might be better, but they were out of their league. It was more practical to just buy this pretty decent top-grade magic tool right in front of them. So, after a bit of competition among a few chi condensation cultivators, the Fire Cloud sword was sold off quite smoothly for a little over 400 spirit stones. The cultivator wearing the childlike mask stepped forward, paid the spirit stones, and happily cradled the sword back to his seat, treating it like a family heirloom, a sight that drew some amused glances from the other cultivators.
The second item up for auction is a top-grade red luo heaven furnace, a true favorite among chi refiners. This furnace has passed through the hands of many master refiners, producing numerous top-tier magic tool masterpieces, like the Illusory Sound Sword, the Azure Serpent Banner, the Black Flame Pearl, and so on. It's said to have a certain enhancement effect on the crafting of magic tools. Whether that's true or not, our shop can't verify. So, starting the bidding at 400 spirit stones is absolutely not a high price.
As he spoke, the man pulled a fiery red pill furnace from his storage pouch and placed it on the table for everyone to examine. The hall erupted into a low buzz, and the atmosphere instantly grew electric. Many in the crowd fixed the cauldron with burning, covetous stares. It was clear they all had their eyes on it.